me, both art and science deals with the question of reality. Science observes the world around us and unpacks new potentials of the world that we believed. And for art, for me, gives us opportunity to explore individual scales of, for example, memories and stories, but also internal world where the way how we perceive the world can be varies depending on the person.
I think that to be a good scientist, you need to be very creative, and to be a good artist, you need to be a good observer and know how to experiment. I used to think that the line between these two fields was very bold and unmalleable, but as I get older and the more I learn, I realize that this isn't so true.
As Einstein said, where the world ceases to be the scene of our personal hopes and wishes, where we face it as free beings, admiring, asking, and observing, there we enter the realm of art and science.
As the Science New Wave Manifesto states, diversity feeds the ecosystem. In this case, the diversity of disciplinary and creative perspectives feeding the ecosystem of our scientific and cultural imagination.
I'm very excited to be part of the Science New Wave community and ecosystem. Community and collaboration are a big part of my filmmaking process. It can at times be solitary too, but the ways that collaboration expands our points of view to make better work is something that I'm really drawn to and really need also to push my own boundaries, thinking and questioning. So I look forward to meeting everyone.
Art and science form a duality. They are attempts to trigger a reaction from something outside of ourselves to gain knowledge of this other. They are collective endeavours to help each other understand the world we cohabitate and our place in it. Hegel's principle of dialectic thought tells us progress occurs through the resolution of thesis and antithesis, concept and dual, science and art.
As a biologist, the central dogma and the 6 fundamental traits of the Science New Wave really speaks to me. To me, it is a way of initiating a dialogue between artist and scientist to come up with a collective narrative in the form of cinema that ultimately helps us perceive the world around us. Much like how DNA interacts with proteins to regulate important biological processes. And in all of these, we scientists or filmmakers are merely messengers to pass on the information, and we let cinema speak for itself.
The institutional and societal emphasis on specialization at such a young age is a huge detriment to human beings' continuing curiosity and an unfortunate barrier to a space of potential conversations and innovations. So I think that these divisions that have been set up between form and content, structure and experimentation, culture and science need to be broken down. And I'm excited to be a part of a community that feels the same way and is doing something about it.
I'm so excited to be part of this project. I think it's so important to be able to share our scientific discoveries and what we're learning in the lab with the community and the public, and how we're using that information to advance patient care and quality of life of our patients. I think that there is a lot of creativity and imagination that goes into science and how we approach our experimental design. And I'm so excited to be part of this project and be paired with a filmmaker and an artist to be able to bridge that gap between art and science and how we use those two fields to really show the public what we're learning in the lab.
I'm really excited for this new collaboration with Symbiosis, where I'll be very soon paired up with a scientist to make a film in a week. So that is all really exciting to me, and I can't wait to see what we make, and can't wait to see all the films that everyone comes up with. Thank you for inviting me to this community. Bye-bye.
I was really intrigued by the Science New Wave manifesto because of the interest in engaging the community with science and the interdisciplinary spirit that drives scientific inquiry.
In a world where stories become science and science becomes stories, the boundaries blur like mist on our horizon. We breathe together, sharing the same air. This world is one in which data and dreams are written on the same page, where the rhythm of cinema is harmonious with discovery.